Today's a meal prep day, and I'm going to be working on getting some chicken breast and putting them in the slow cooker, letting them cook throughout the day so that later I can get them out and then shred the chicken, separate the chicken into different sized portions so that I can put them in the freezer for later, and then when I'm ready I can get out the portions that I need. I also want to use the shredded chicken to make some little taquitos, some shredded chicken taquitos. I'm going to be making some creamy jalapeno for those. And then later on, after I freeze the chicken in a couple of days, I'm gonna grab some chicken for some Alabama sliders. The way I prepped for today's meal prep is by rinsing off my chicken and then patting it dry. Typically when I make this chicken, I add adobo and some salt and pepper. But today, oh, and I also add peppers to the top and onions. But today I'm just gonna add some salt and pepper to each layer that I add. And I know you're gonna want me to use more seasoning, but I'm not gonna do that today. I'm only using salt and pepper because I'm using it as a base for my seasoning. I'm gonna be using the shredded chicken for a variety of different styles and different flavored dishes. So that's why I'm just using the salt and pepper. I don't want to put Italian seasoning or Mexican seasoning and then later on I need the chicken for an Italian dish when I have Mexican seasoning on it, or I need it for a Mexican dish and I have Italian seasoning on it. Cooking it this way means that not only can I use it for the Alabama sliders, but I can use the shredded chicken for the taquitos. I can use it if I wanted to make a chicken salad. It's just more versatile this way. After all was said and done, I ended up using a total of 7 chicken breasts. I have it on, let's see, I think I have it on a low setting right now, but I'm actually gonna turn it up to high and let it sit. It's gonna take anywhere between 3 and 6 hours for it to become fully cooked, and not just cooked, but to shred easily. I'm gonna guess that this is gonna take the full 6 hours because of the amount of chicken that I have in there. If you're just using a couple of pieces, then wham bam, thank you ma'am, it's done in no time. I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside and go on about my day. I already have some beans prepped, so I'm just gonna take a container out to defrost so that when my shredded chicken is done and I can make my taquitos, I can just warm these up. The first ingredient I'm adding to my blender is 16 ounces of sour cream. The second ingredient is gonna be 7 ounces of the nacho sliced pickled jalapeno. I did drain the juice beforehand so that the salsa or the dip doesn't come out too runny. Next, just a little splash of lime juice. Then I'm gonna throw in the ranch dip mix, thick and creamy, the dip recipe. Throw in a few cloves of garlic. If you want it really garlicky, do 5. If you don't want it too garlicky, do about 2. And then a handful of freshly washed cilantro. I save plastic containers just so that I can use them for extra storage, or if I need to throw out some oil or grease, I'll put them in the Tupperware container, or I'll put them in the plastic storage container, put them in the freezer, and then when I'm done with that, I'll throw them away. But these are gonna come in handy for me to store this in. Let's see if it all fits. Ooh, That was a perfect size. I knew it. I just knew it. Add the lid, and then into the refrigerator it goes. You could put this in for at least an hour or two, but I like to leave it in the refrigerator overnight. That's when it tastes best. I just checked on the chicken, and it's already falling apart, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out and start shredding it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, would you look at there? It's shredding itself.
Mama,
Yeah.
I made this for you. It's my masterpiece.
Ooh, a masterpiece.
It has pink, blue, and orange pink.
Ooh, thank you. You're right. It is a masterpiece. Make sure you do not throw this stock away. You can use it for soup, when you're making your ramen, you can use it when you're making your Spanish rice. Do not throw it away. And because it was only seasoned with salt and pepper, again, it's going to be very versatile. Now that my chicken has shredded and had time to cool, into the freezer it goes until I'm ready to use it. There are two ways to make your tortillas pliable. I'm using corn tortillas, so all I did was wet a paper towel, wrap the corn tortillas in the wet paper towel, put them in the microwave for a minute, and now they are nice and pliable. Or you could dip them in some hot grease. Okay, you can make just plain old chicken taquitos. Roll it up. Put that aside. Grab another tortilla. Grab some more shredded chicken. Roll this up. And I'm going to use the two flaps that I have and point them upward. Grab some toothpicks and poke them through both. Now I'm going to give them some space between them. It looks like this. Put those aside and get your next taquitos ready. I also have some Queso Fresco right here that I'm actually going to wrap this one in. Set that aside. So I have just plain cheese and I have just plain chicken. Again, put my flaps together, put the toothpicks between them or into them, and then just spread the taquitos. For this one, I'm going to use chicken and the cheese. Toothpick. And now just fry. While I was rolling my taquitos, I had my oil heating up. Today I'm just using plain old canola oil because I'm out of vegetable oil and peanut oil. So I'm gonna grab a piece of tortilla and test the oil out. I do like that sizzle. So now I'm gonna add my taquitos. Be very careful. Now I'm gonna flip. When you feel the taquitos have fried enough, just place them on a paper towel. And on to the next batch. I just finished making my taquitos. Now remember, when you stuff your taquitos with chicken, that's the time to either season, or before you stuff any taquitos, season all the chicken at once to your preference. And that's how you take what you have and make it spectacular. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Toodles! Mm-mm.